Federal government inaugurates multi-billion-naira oil gas plant in Bayelsa. Air Force destroys Boko Haram logistics base at TUMBUM, GINI. Christian Association of Nigeria calls for drastic measures against the insurgents. And in sports, Arsene Wenger hopes for peaceful end to Jose Mourinho feud. These and more stories in a moment. I am Nten Ekpang with the AM News on Television Nigerian. The federal government has commenced the construction of a multi-billion-naira oil and gas plant in Emayal in Ogbia, local government area of Bayelsa State, with the goal of creating regional low-cost manufacturing hub that will be utilized in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. The oil and gas plant project, the second of its kind in the country, which is sited on 25 hectares of land, is being undertaken by the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board (NCDMB). It is projected to provide direct employment for 2,000 when completed. Minister of State for Petroleum, Mr. Ibe Kachuku, who spoke at the occasion, said the project will be completed within its time frame, stressing that President Muhammadu Buhari completely believes in the project and appreciates the self-help effort the people have put to ensure the successful completion of the project. The Nigerian Air Force (NAF) says its Air Task Force ATF of Operation Lafia Dole has successfully destroyed a Boko Haram terrorist logistics base at TUMBUM, Guinea, in the northern axis of Borno. NAV's Director of Public Relations and Information, AVM Olatokunbo Adesonya, who confirmed these on Saturday in Abuja, said Nigerian Air Force intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance aircraft conducted a battle damage assessment for the mission on April 27. The BDA further revealed that the first wave of a Nigerian Air Force Alpha Jet aircraft strike on the location totally destroyed the vehicles and other logistics items at the place, thereby further degrading the terrorists' capabilities. And still to come, Christian Association of Nigeria calls for drastic measures against the insurgents, and more reports on sports and the foreign scene. Don't go away.
For almost a decade, the Nigerian army have given their all to ensure that our dear country is not overrun by Boko Haram insurgents. Some have in the process paid the ultimate price, while many will forever live with indelible scars occasioned by their determination to protect the country, no matter the hurdle. Despite these, they have remained resolute and undaunted, and today, all territories the insurgents once took control of have been recaptured and normalcy restored. And now, for the first time in a long time, the end of Boko Haram is foreseeable. Therefore, the wisest thing for the remaining insurgents to do is to surrender today or face total destruction from the army. Remember, the Nigerian army will stop at nothing to ensure that total peace is restored in all parts of the country. So, be wise and embrace peace today or get ready to be ruthlessly dealt with. This message is brought to you by the Coalition on Conflict Resolution and Human Rights in Nigeria.
Welcome back. The Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) has called on the federal government to take decisive steps in dismantling Boko Haram and herdsmen in the country, stating that the menace of the two entities was becoming unbearable in the country. CAN General Secretary Reverend Musa Asake stated these at a news conference at the CAN Secretariat in Abuja. He said that the association strongly condemns the killings in the country and urged the government to immediately halt the murderous activities of the insurgents in the country. The CAN scribe also urged the National Assembly to intensify its mandate of checking the executive and upholding the supremacy of the Constitution, calling on Nigerians of voting age to ensure they obtain their permanent voter cards, PVCs, in readiness for the 2019 general elections. The General Secretary further called on all Christian assemblies within and outside Nigeria to observe this day as a Sunday of mourning and join in the scheduled peaceful protest to demand for the remaining Chibok girls and Leah Shaibu's release. And to some sports news now, Arsene Wenger says he wants a peaceful ending on Sunday to one of the Premier League's most intense feuds when he goes head-to-head against Jose Mourinho for the last time as Arsenal manager. Their rivalry has spanned 3 managerial jobs for Mourinho, but the lingering presence of Wenger and the accolades he has received has seemed always to irritate the United manager, and there have been some spectacular verbal clashes which got physical at Stamford Bridge 4 years ago when Wenger shoved Mourinho. Mourinho, however, delivered an unexpectedly warm tribute about Wenger following the news that he was leaving Arsenal, and hinted of the possibility of being friends with him in the future. Arsene Wenger has had some significant moments at the Old Trafford in his 22 years as the Arsenal boss, having led the Gunners to a double at the stadium in 2002.
Welcome to Living Treasures Academy. Enjoy a conducive and serene learning environment. Qualified and experienced teachers. Equipped computer laboratory and library. Secured atmosphere. Extracurricular activities. An all-embracing curriculum for total development of the child. Comprehensive education for leadership. Join us today from crèche to secondary levels. Living Treasures Academy, committed to excellence.
On the foreign scene, Angola's ex-president José Eduardo dos Santos is standing down as the leader of the ruling MPLA party to make way for the current president, João Lourenço, to take over in September. Mr. Dos Santos did not stand for election in August after 38 years in power, but had retained his position as the leader of the MPLA. Since Mr. Lourenço took over as president, he has sacked Mr. Dos Santos' son as the head of the Sovereign Wealth Fund, sacked his daughter as the head of the state law firm, and terminated multiple government contracts with Mr. Dos Santos' other children. Meanwhile, conservationists in Uganda will hold a vigil soon for the country's oldest captive chimpanzee, who succumbed to a stomach bug on Thursday. Born in the wild, the 54-year-old male called Zakayo was found abandoned in western Uganda and kept as a pet until the age of 13 before being handed in to Entebbe Zoo, now called the Ugandan Wildlife Education Center, becoming its dominant male. Staff of the zoo have urged supporters to join them in celebrating the life of a legend, as the said late chimpanzee had brought up the zoo's chimpanzee family, including nurturing 2 further dominant males. And to end the news, a recap of the major stories. Federal government inaugurates multi-billion-naira oil gas plant in Bayelsa. Air Force destroys Boko Haram logistics base at TUMBUM, GINI. Christian Association of Nigeria calls for drastic measures against the insurgents. And in sports, Arsene Wenger hopes for a peaceful end to Jose Mourinho feud. That's the news at this time on television Nigeria. Do remember, respect for ourselves guides our morals, while respect for others guides our manners. Thanks for watching. I am Nten Ekpan. Bye-bye.